Hallsville School District voters passed a $6.5 million bond issue in April to fund several projects, but now they might have to vote on the issue again. Good evening, everyone. I'm Evie Allen.
And I'm Taylor Freeman. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. The Missouri State Auditor's Office said the bond issue that voters approved could not go into effect because of an error made by the Boone County clerk. KOMU 8's Abigail Klinkerman is in the studio to break down what happened and where the Hallsville School District is left standing. Abigail.
Those projects are in jeopardy due to a statute the state auditor says dates back to the 1950s. And despite the long-standing rule, the Boone County clerk says what she did has been standard practice for a long time.
A week's difference that cost Hallsville Public Schools millions. State statute says an election notice must be published in local newspapers twice. 2 weeks leading up to the election and 1 week leading up. But that hasn't been the standard practice in Boone County.
We put it in at 3 weeks and at 2 weeks so that if something were to go wrong, we wouldn't have a delinquency in having notice at all.
It's a standard the Boone County clerk says is hard to uphold.
One of the things that's challenging about that is 2 out of those 3 are once a week papers. It was an attempt to be proactive.
But State Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick says the law still stands.
Even if that's been her standard practice, I think she would have to admit that that practice does not comply with the law.
Another district in Boone County passed a school bond during the same election that was approved by the auditor.
Centralia's bond should not have been approved. We did not pull out the calendar and verify the dates.
The difference? Hallsville's bond counsel asked about the rules and Centralia's did not.
They asked the hypotheticals, which they probably shouldn't have done. But they asked the hypotheticals. We answered them.
The Hallsville Public Schools superintendent says he just wants what the voters asked for.
It all boils down to it just doesn't seem fair. Our voters approved it. It's for our kids. It just makes sense to continue moving it forward. So.
The state auditor told me the Hallsville Bond Council never submitted the papers to his office in the first place because they knew it would be denied. The superintendent says they're working with the attorneys to decide what to do next. It's possible the bond issue might go before Hallsville voters again in November or even next April. In the studio, Abigail Klinkerman, KOMU 8.